Whether Liz McColgan knows that one of the real dangers, Romanova of the Soviet Union, has gone out of the race. If she did know that, I think she'd receive a boost. And there's Ingrid Christensen, not enjoying the conditions, not poised in a position that we've seen her for a long, long time, but with no response to Liz McColgan's pace. This is savage out here now. You can see the rest of the athletes are spread all over the track, and Liz McColgan just keeps pouring it on, and keeps whittling the group down one by one.
And you may have seen Christensen taking a sponge there. It's a new international rule now in the 10,000 metres. They've got sponges out there in lane 3 in the back straight. They want to take on liquid, they can do. It's only been allowed in marathons before, but it's very, very necessary tonight. It's almost like running a marathon. You need to get liquid back into your body. And Christensen really is suffering, and so too is the world cross-country champion, Lynn Jennings, who's off the pace slightly. Jill Hunter's having a bit of a bad patch as well. She's back now in 6th place. And the laps for the aficionados at home who want to keep a lap chart, they've been very, very consistent. 71, 75, 74, 75 lap 4, 74, 75, 76, 75, 75, 76, 76, and through 5,000 metres in 15:34.
Well, there's another one dropping out, number 588, Dias of Portugal, and she won't be the last. There'll be lots more dropping out, and a little bit of relief for Liz McColgan as she goes through 5,000 metres. Halfway behind her, there's Tulu of Ethiopia tracking her, and Ulrich beginning to suffer. Now, Liz, you've got to think about it. You've got to ignore the lap scorer for the next few laps, because these are the hard laps. She'll read 12 laps to go, and she'll want to see it in single figures, because it really does have a psychological effect on you when you're really hurting and you're really straining, and you see the lap scorer say more than 10 laps to go. Now Liz is 2 of them clear. Tulu of Ethiopia, remember, beat Liz McColgan in the World Cross Country Championships, and Ulrich's working hard again, but Liz is testing them in every way. She's testing them with pace. She's changing the pace slightly into the back straight. She's testing them with the conditions, and she's testing them with a big-time pressure. Can they handle the pace that Liz McColgan's setting?
And it's very fierce indeed, really. 15:34 at halfway brings them back in on an even pace in a very fast time indeed. Well, atmosphere that's unreal in this stadium at the moment with those long jump performances, and we just had Liz McColgan passed there by Tulu, who outsprinted her in the World Cross Country Championship, but McColgan goes back in front. She put in about 3 laps ago a 73-second lap, but couldn't get rid of the Ethiopian, and this is attrition. Bending into the wind. What a performance this is in these conditions. Still Tulu in there. I'm surprised actually Liz didn't sit behind her for a while and go for the ride. 7 laps to go.
Well, like you, David, I wish Liz had just settled there, but now she's driving again. She's pushing on. I've seen some performances by British distance runners. Whether she wins or loses, I don't think I've ever seen a braver performance by a British distance runner. Second in the Olympic Games in Seoul in a very similar position, towed round Bondarenko, and eventually was outsprinted by the Soviet athlete in 1988. And here she finds herself in a very similar position. But this year, I feel that Liz has got a bit more mental toughness, and she also, as she demonstrated when she ran the 1500 metres at Gateshead in 4:9, she's got extra speed. But I just wish she'd just taken a mental rest, because the pressure of leading, when you've been doing it for all the way, the pressure, the mental pressure is almost as big as the physical pressure. So Liz McColgan stretching them, giving everything she can. She doesn't look to be suffering unnecessarily in these conditions. Tulu following her.
Coming round with 6 laps to go. Tulu in 2nd place. Then there's a gap of about 40-50 metres to 2 Chinese, Zhang Wandi and Huan Shou-tin. So the Chinese beginning to come into the international reckoning in a big way. Then Ulrich, the European Cup winner from Germany, in 5th place and looking very rough indeed. Lynn Jennings, the world cross-country champion, is in 6th place. Just behind her, Pippi with Germany 7th. Ingrid Christensen, the world record holder, 8th. And Jill Hunter looking very tired indeed in 9th place. Now McColgan starts to break it up. Is this going to be the break that means the world title and the gold medal? She's now got 10 metres. Has she increased speed, or is it the Ethiopian who's had enough? The gap is now 20 metres, and Liz McColgan can relax a little bit now in the knowledge that she's got the space, the breathing room she needs. The gap is growing all the time. Interesting to see the lap coming round here, because we'll see whether she's put some pace into it or whether it's merely the Ethiopian who's tired. And the Ethiopian being caught very quickly now by Juan Shaitotin, or is that a lapped athlete? It was a lapped athlete, in fact. And there's no doubt at all that Liz McColgan has split the Ethiopian completely. She's not increased pace, that was a 75, but she's done the job, and now she's just got to hang in there.
Well, it just shows you about these conditions, because when they break, and she certainly snapped the Ethiopian. I saw one moment of weakness from the Ethiopian, and then Liz McColgan seemed to respond to it and started to gather, and now looks as though she's flowing. She's got 4.5 laps to go. She's led every inch of the way, and now she can be encouraged by lapping some great athletes. She's now lapping Annette Sargent-Lelouis of France, 2 times World Cross Country champion, and that'll give Liz a boost. She still looks strong, and I'm amazed that she's not even bothered with sponges. She hasn't altered her concentration in any way. She's led every inch of the way, and now she's hurting. Now, Liz, you've got to think about it being like a training session. You'll have been as tired as this many, many times. The weather, the conditions are beginning to get to Liz McColgan, but she'll see 4 laps to go. She'll have run repetitions on the track in Dundee with 4 laps in repetition times, and now she's got to just do this for once in her life. She's got to drag out everything that's inside her, and I think she can, but she's going to have 3 3/4 laps of the most severe, intense pressure, physically and mentally, that she's ever been in her life.
Tulu's very tired indeed, but so are 2 other Chinese in 3rd and 4th places. There they are, Zhang and Juan Shaitotin, and they're followed by Ulrich, who's now with them, the German. Pippig is the next German, she's in 5th place. Lynn Jennings is 6th place. The world record holder Christensen is 7th, just going through now. But Liz McColgan going through the lapped athletes now, and I wonder if she realises the gap she's got. Down the back straight, she's going round the top bend, into the top bend, and Tulu is only halfway down that back straight and losing ground all the time. Liz McColgan has broken the field. She's been in front all the way. And any worries about the tactics she's employed have now disappeared. She's got it right.
Well, I think she's coped with the conditions marvelously. She doesn't look to be too much in distress. She's seen 3 laps to go. You've been there before, Liz. You've seen the 3-lap scorer many, many times. And I said earlier, I've never seen a braver performance by a British distance runner, male or female, in all the time I've been involved with athletics. And I was a little nervous, like everyone, when we saw the Ethiopian on her shoulder. And Liz said, don't worry about me, I've got some other tactics up my sleeve. She hasn't even need to use them. There's only one tactic she's used tonight, and that is the tactic of destruction. If you look around this track, you'll see some of the world's leading distance runners absolutely and totally destroyed by Liz McColgan. 2.5 laps to go, the last 1,000 meters. When she goes to the track in Dundee, she runs repetitions 5 and 6 times 1,000 meters. She's only got 1 to do tonight.
And Jill Hunter is just passing the 3 laps marker. McColgan a long way in front, just entering the straight as her teammate goes into the bottom bend, into the first bend. Jill Hunter really suffering, but Liz McColgan can afford, mentally anyway, to float a little bit. 2 laps to go. The wind is very strong into her face here, but now she'll start getting some relief as she goes round the bend. Round this bend, with the wind now behind and the chance to relax and think about it. Just got to keep it together.
That's exactly what she's got to do. She's just got to keep applying the pressure. She's just got to keep her head together. She'll be hurting. She'll probably tell me in 10 minutes' time that she wasn't hurting at all, but we all know she is. She's hurt some of the world's leading distance runners, and she looks fantastic now. 600 meters to go, and you know what? She's going for a good time as well. I can see it. She's stretching out. She's not going to just settle for the gold medal. She wants to look at the clock when she's finished too.
Well, it will be a good time. It won't be as fast as our fastest time in the world this year, but who would expect that on a night like this, when so many of the big names have been destroyed? Romanova walked off the track. The world record holder, Christensen, well, she's been never in the race at all. Way, way back. And the Kenyans beaten, the Ethiopians beaten, as Liz McColgan comes round now with 400 meters to go. The bell, well, it's a source of refreshment to tired athletes. And she came off the track then. She wobbled off the track then, slightly, just took a step, almost hit the curb. But she's really pushing it on down the back straight. And this crowd of over 50,000 realizing now they are watching a very, very special run. 200 meters left. 200 meters from goal. Liz McColgan, 27. A mother in the last few months. Her daughter, Ailish, not here with her. She's very tired. But this has been a display of confidence, of courage, of judgment, of self-belief. And this, Britain's first world champion of these 1991 games. A run so complete. A run full of dedication, ability, hope, but above all, confidence. She's absolutely legless. But having said that, it doesn't really matter. The second and third, the two Chinese girls, Xiong and Huan Xiaotin, and there we're a long, long way back. This, a world championship win in the most rounded and complete way.
For me, David, that was the greatest run in the history of British distance running, men or women, any time, any place, anywhere. That's the best I've ever seen, and it's better than that. It's better than any I've ever read about. What a fantastic piece of distance running. The whole world of British distance running will gain confidence from that. And look at her being congratulated. She absolutely destroyed that field. Jill Hunter finishing well there in about 7th or 8th place. And oh, Jill suffered tonight.
32-24, and here's a hug. That was for Hunter, but this hug is from Peter McColgan, the steeplechaser, her husband. And she's trying to take him on the lap of honor. One wonders if she'd be able to make it, but she's been round that track 25 times, and if she can make it again, she goes as the champion of the world. Well, it'll be a slow one, certainly the slowest 400 meters she's run tonight, but it'll certainly be the most enjoyable, because now the race behind her, she can relax and think about what she's achieved.